Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me for Wlbt Plus. My name is Cara Shirley and I am your digital news desk host here today to give you an update on some of the stories that have happened, some stories that have happened today actually, as well as overnight. We're also going to take a quick look at your weather. I know that we do have the risk of severe weather moving in later on tonight. We are in a severe risk zone of 3. So we will be giving you an update on that, letting you know what to look for. And then we've got some stories from around the state of Mississippi, and a really cool story that comes from space. And I say from space. It is a really neat picture that was captured by NASA, and we're going to get to that in just a little bit. First, I wanted to give you guys a look outside so we can see what we're looking at right now. Thanks to our Renaissance camera, you can see very hazy skies. It is very hot out there, very muggy. I know our temperatures right now are sitting in the 80s, but it is a feel-like degrees of 95 out there. So if you get out and about, try to get your stuff done. When you get off work, hurry up and get home so that you can be home and safe whenever the bad weather does come through. And of course, make sure you download the First Alert weather app so that you can get updates on all of the weather as it is coming through. If we get any kind of alerts or anything like that, tornado warnings, severe storm warnings, things like that, you'll definitely get those alerts with our weather app. The first thing I want to turn to as far as news goes is there is a man in Jackson that police are looking for in a connection with a homicide that happened in January. He is considered armed and dangerous. So the homicide happened on Bay Street here in Jackson, and I'm going to show you guys right now where Bay Street is. So this little road right here is Bay Street. Is right off of West Ridgeway Street. If we scroll out, you'll be able to see where it is in reference to downtown Jackson. So here we are with downtown Jackson, and Bay Street is up here north of Jackson. So the man that they are currently looking for is the man that is on your screen right now. His name is Antonio Hackett Sr. He's 46 years old. He's been charged with murder and the death of Michael Bryant, whose age has not been released. He was shot and pronounced dead on the scene back in January. They do say that Antonio Hackett Sr. here is considered armed and dangerous. So if you see him, if you know of his whereabouts, please contact JPD so that they can take him into custody and get the information from them, hopefully, that they are needing to get so that Michael Bryant's murder can be resolved. Another story happened here in Mississippi that we released today, where a Pike County woman stole $69,881 in SNAP benefits by not reporting household income and composition accurately to the Mississippi Department of Human Services. So this is Katrina Harris right here. She is the one who got the SNAP benefits illegally. So based on evidence that it was obtained during the investigation, the case was referred to the Pike County District Attorney's Office, and the District Attorney's Office secured an indictment on March the 5th for her. Harris later turned herself in on Tuesday, March 26th. So she, that's a lot of money. It's almost $70,000 right there. That is a lot. But now she is in jail. So there was a standoff in South Jackson last night. It involved the Jackson Police Department and a SWAT team, and the suspect is now in custody. So, according to Detective Tommy Brown, the shooting happened in the 300 block of Raymond Road. The suspect, named Barnett Evans, shot the victim once in the head, and that person had been taken to a local hospital for treatment. The victim's identity has not been released. Detective Brown did say that after the shooting, Evans ran to a home that was located on Cooper Road and then over to another home on Tree Haven Drive, which then sparked the standoff between JPD and the SWAT team with him. So a hostage negotiator talked with Evans in a phone call, and after that, Evans ended up giving himself up to authorities without incident. So he has been charged with aggravated assault, and at this time, we do not have a motive. We don't know why he did this, but we will continue to follow it, especially if we get an update on the victim. We will release that information as soon as it comes in to us. So Jackson police made an arrest for a homicide that happened last month. Larry Stewart is charged with murder and drive-by shooting. Jackson police say that he's accused of shooting and killing Cesar Abrigio last month on Gordon Street. Now, this is an ongoing investigation, so if you have any additional information regarding this case, you are asked to please reach out to the Jackson Police Department. I see Faith Reynolds on our Facebook page just asked about a Goon Squad update, and we do have a Goon Squad update. So a man is suing the sheriff and other deputies from Rankin County, saying that he was tortured by one of the department's canines. Well, we here at WLBT, we obtained the radio traffic from the night in question, and we're hearing directly from the man who is in charge of the county's canine unit. Now, as we pointed out yesterday in this story, there were some inconsistencies in the timeline of events when you compared the dispatch notes with the incident that was reported and written by then investigator Christian Dedman. Of course, now we know Dedman is one of the now convicted members of the Goon Squad. Well, what we learned through the radio traffic we got through public records request is that the canine first bit Dedman, actually, who is the Goon Squad member who is now in jail, but first bit Dedman, and that is why medical was first called in. Traffic notes also state that the dog bit the suspect within 10 minutes of biting Dedman. Now, supervising deputy Chris Pico, and I'm probably saying his last name wrong, I apologize for that, but he says that the dog was just following his training.
We teach them, once we track, you find what you're looking for, then you apprehend it. You hold it till we can get to you. He's on a lead, a 30-foot lead, so the handler's always got control of him, but you have to remember it's dark, they're in the woods, and he's 30 feet in front of him. So the dog grabs him. When he grabs him, Tony knows he's got him. He reels it in. He gets the dog off of him. He can't handcuff him. He can't do any of that because now he's got the dog and he's holding the dog.
Well, Pico notes that he was not present but did arrive on scene after the bites had taken place. Now, he disputes the suspect's version of events when the suspect says that the canine's deputies used use of force report is consistent with injuries that he saw that night. The report also said that the suspect kicked Voodoo, the canine, in the face and refused to follow verbal commands. Of course, this is now a case where the suspect is suing Dedman and the Rankin County Sheriff's Department for this, and we will definitely be following that case for you guys, giving you all of the updates on it as we get them into here. Now, the lake, or the Flowwood Lake where the leg was found, the human leg that those young people fished out of the lake has sparked a lot of questions, wondering who is it? You know, there was also additional bones found the next day. People are wondering, who is it? How long is it going to take us to find out who that person was? What is the process that goes behind the discovery of human remains to figure out who the person is, to identify the person? So WLBT's Chris Fields did speak with the Rankin County Coroner's Office about what it takes, or what takes place when they receive that call. Chief Dunlap is the one who answers these type of calls in the area, and he says that once on scene at any discovery, he says a thorough search is conducted around the surrounding areas to make sure nothing has been scattered and to make sure that all of the material or the pieces of evidence is collected. From there, the remains are sent to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy.
Their forensic pathologist and anthropologist will do further reviews and studies to try to establish if there's any obvious signs of foul play, trauma to the remains, and they will also make sure that there's no obvious signs of animal activity.
Now, after the autopsy is complete, the results are then sent to an outside lab to establish a DNA profile, and then that information is run through a national database for missing persons in hopes of a match. So once we get the DNA profile back, or I say once the sheriff's department gets the DNA profile back, they will then run it through the national database, and hopefully at that point we are able to find out who that person is. I also know, there's been a lot of times where, you have public DNA databases, such as Ancestry DNA, Match 23, I believe it is. But those are the companies that you can take DNA samples and send off to find out about your heritage, your ancestry, where you come from, and you can learn about family members that you maybe never knew about. I know with the Golden State Killer in California, which was a serial killer a long time ago, they were able to find out who he was and identify him and convict him based on DNA evidence that they were able to obtain from the public DNA database. Now, is this situation going to have to go that far? Will they take it that far? Only time will tell. We don't know. But as soon as those DNA results come back in and they release the information, we will, of course, release that to you guys out there as well, so that we can hopefully get some closure on this case. And if there's a family member out there that is missing a loved one, we can help them to get some closure as well, as much as possible. Now, we told you yesterday about the sinkholes that are happening here in Jackson. Massive potholes, huge potholes. And I'm talking like feet in diameter and depth. We told you about those yesterday, or maybe it was the day before yesterday, but less than a day after we showed you those massive sinkholes, especially the one that was on Patton Street in South Jackson. Crews with Jackson Water started working to repair the safety hazard. Now, in an exclusive drone video that we captured Wednesday, you can see contractors hired by Jackson Water. They're working to repair the sinkhole. Now, compared to videos that we showed you of the sinkhole on Tuesday, the hole is dramatically wider, and that's because work spent hours flushing out the raw sewage that was flowing inside the hole. Rental property owner James White says regardless of the swift response to fix this problem never should have got to this point.
They say, man, I'm tired of the street. We always smelling that sewer down the street. This, that. But they just now putting codes, caution time, And they got a out of road sign down on the end, but think about how many weeks it's been out. How many people had to dodge their hole that didn't cause damage to their car?
Well, if you're wondering why Jackson Water is the ones handling this project and not the city, it's because Jackson Water does now oversee the sewage issues and overflows citywide, which is what caused the sinkhole initially. And of course, they say that Patton Street will remain closed until the work is complete. There have been other potholes, some up to 12 feet deep, that have been reported to us here at WLBT. And if you know of any, you see any, you are more than welcome. We would love it if you send that information into us. You can always email news, N-E-W-S, at WLBT.com, or you can send us a Facebook message. You can give us a call. Several ways you can get that information to us, but we would be happy to look into those situations for you guys as well. Lamisha Moore says here on our Facebook Live that they will more than likely use dental records as well. And what she's talking about there is the body that was found, or I apologize, the body parts that were found in the lake in Flowood. You know, all we know for sure, Lamisha, is that they found a leg, the bottom portion of a leg, and that it was mostly bone, and it was very much deteriorated. So we don't know if the additional bones they found were facial bones, teeth, anything like that, so that they would be able to use them as dental records. But in a case where they find the complete human skull or the complete body and they can't identify the person, they do use the dental records a lot to also find out that. But I'm not sure if they're going to do this in this case, just simply because we don't know what additional bones were found at the scene the next day when they went and searched the lake in Flowood. So Jackson's airport is seeing some record growth for travelers, and the CEO of Jackson Municipal Airport Authority is one of the handful of women who run airports in the entire nation. So we did an exclusive interview with Three on Your Side. We spoke with Rosa Beckett and her plans for the future of JMAA. The wonderful Maggie Wade got to do that interview. I just love Maggie Wade, don't you? I mean, she's a treasure. That is what Maggie is. Well, Beckett is actually in charge of two airports, the Jackson Medgar Wiley Evers International and Hawkins Field. She's the first woman and first African American woman to lead or to head up JMAA. Now, JMAA, I got excited when I said that, didn't I? They own several hundred acres along East Metro Parkway that connects Flowood and Brandon, and part of her future plans include leasing that property. She also hopes to be able to build a new terminal.
We have Amazon Web Services coming to Central Mississippi. You have Nissan looking to develop their electric vehicles. They're going to have corporate folks coming in as they bring those projects online, and they're going to be coming through our airport.
So Beckett also said that there are plans in place to improve the 60-year-old escalators at the airport and the air conditioning system. So I think that's very cool. One of a few women in the entire nation that runs an airport, and she's actually over two of them. So we're going to take a quick break so that we can get our meteorologist ready to change some gears here and give you guys a look at what the forecast holds for us later on tonight. We have Peyton Garrison here with us, and we will be back in just a moment.
WLBT Morning News gets you ready for what's happening outside your door.
Taking a look at our first alert radar this morning.
WLBT Morning News is where you'll find Mississippi's most accurate forecast and how to prepare for news that will impact your day.
Breaking news overnight.
And it's happening right now in Jackson.
On your side with WLBT First Alert weather and anything you need to know for a day with no surprises. Start your day with WLBT Morning News. Weekday mornings from 4:30 to 7 and streaming on the WLBT News app.
I'm in pain.
Real people.
It should be terrifying to all of us.
It's dangerous.
Real problems.
I mean, that's unacceptable.
How can we work to change things?
Real life solutions. Investigate TV Plus.
Watch weekdays at 2:30 on WLBT. WLBT Morning News gets you ready for sudden weather changes.
Taking a look at our first alert radar this morning.
It's where you'll find Mississippi's most accurate forecast and the only station giving you a 10-day weather prediction, not just 7.
Going to zoom into the Jackson Metro so you know what to expect as you head out the door this morning.
WLBT First Alert Weather is Mississippi's most accurate forecast from Mississippi's most trusted station. Start your day with WLBT Morning News. Weekday mornings from 4:30 to 7 and streaming on the WLBT News app. WLBT is Mississippi's most trusted station during severe weather.
And we are back here at WLBT Plus, and we have Peyton Garrison with us. Peyton, we've got some pretty strong storms looking like they're coming through.
Yeah, I mean, we could be looking at the potential for severe weather to the point where this could be impactful, disruptive, going to bed tonight, and it's a first alert weather day. But again, the storm chances should hold off going into tonight. So if you have plans getting out the door this afternoon, picking up the kids from school here very shortly, you should be good to go. There may be an isolated shower this afternoon, but again, a better chance for maybe some strong to severe storms arrives tonight. It's an enhanced risk for severe weather for the entire area. There could be a chance for a tornado. I'm not completely ruling that out, but damaging winds and large hail will be the main concerns, which can cause damage on its own. We know winds can cause power outages down trees. So again, impactful weather may be on the way tonight.
Now, I remember the last storms that we had come through. There were some very strong winds, and there were tornadoes with those. But in my particular area where I live, we had just some straight line winds that came through, and I mean, it messed up a lot of stuff. Those winds can be just as damaging as a tornado.
Yeah, I mean, you think about like winds up to like 75, 80 miles an hour. That can do just as bad as damage as a low wind tornado, EF0, EF1. So just because we may be looking at a higher risk for damaging winds, maybe up to 80 miles an hour, it's still very important to take that seriously. You know, maybe if we have only severe thunderstorm warnings into tonight, I would treat those perhaps as tornado warnings, just staying shelter as storms pass through, because they could be pretty intense from time to time.
And it's funny that you say that, because when the storms came through, it was just a thunderstorm warning.
Yeah.
You know, that was out there, and it wasn't a tornado warning, and it just scared me. I've never been afraid of weather, and that last time scared me. So I know I would definitely be heeding whatever warnings are put out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is our timeline looking like as far as starting the rain, and when can we see it exiting?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, there may be an isolated shower this afternoon, but I mean, again, there's not much to talk about right now. It's the storms flaring up over North Texas that will hold off until our area after dark. So again, this is probably going to be more of a nocturnal event where storms will move in after dark. Again, damaging winds the main concern, but cannot completely rule out a tornado. Here's a look at that timeline. Again, we're all quiet for this afternoon. The sun sets close to 7 o'clock and there on after. I would still expect pretty quiet conditions, but beginning around 9, 10 o'clock this evening is when you start to see those storms moving out of the west. We'll have stormy periods on and off from this complex of storms from there on after, and it may not be until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning before we get rid of all this weather. It's not going to storm during that entire time frame, but between, say, 9, 10 o'clock through about 2 a.m., there could be some storms around.
And who will we have here watching that weather for us?
Well, I'll be here all evening long and maybe night long as needed. And we have our Chief Meteorologist, Dave Roberts, here with us as well. So we're going to be doing team coverage. If we need to cut in on air, we're going to be here watching the storms for you. And we may end up cutting on air if it warrants, even just for a severe thunderstorm warning, if it does reach that threshold where we are looking at maybe some a better chance of seeing some damage from those storms. storms.
So note with the severe thunderstorm warnings that the National Weather Service actually put like a level risk with those in. So we could still get those warning and alerts that come across our phone just for the severe thunderstorm.
Yeah, so like your basic standard severe thunderstorm warnings typically for 60-mile-an-hour winds, but you may get that EMS alert on your phone if it's much higher than that. We may get a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, definitely a possibility with tonight's setup. So again, I would treat any warning, if it's a severe warning, as a tornado warning, considering we could be looking at some high winds and maybe some large hail as well. So it might be a good idea to move your cars under a carport or a garage before heading off to bed tonight.
And let's just go ahead and look past the storms, past the rain. We're crossing our fingers, nothing bad happens. What are we looking at for the weekend?
Beautiful weather. You've got the green light Saturday and Sunday for any of those Mother's Day plans. Just a slight chance for maybe a shower Sunday. We have better chances on the way next week, but I think it holds off for the most part this weekend, and it won't be nearly as warm, hot, or even as humid as well. This system is going to bring us pretty nice weather for the weekend.
It is looking great. So we can if we make it past tonight, just, grit and bear it and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. We have something to look
safety.
forward to. Yes.
Thank you so much, Peyton. I appreciate you coming in. We're going to take a quick break so we can switch gears here. And when we come back, I have some more information on you, or not on you, but for you, of stuff that is happening in our area. We will be right back.
WLBT Morning News gets you ready for what's happening outside your door.
Taking a look at our first alert radar this morning.
WLBT Morning News is where you'll find Mississippi's most accurate forecast and how to prepare for news that will impact your day.
Breaking news overnight.
And it's happening right now in Jackson.
On your side with WLBT First Alert weather and anything you need to know for a day with no surprises. Start your day with WLBT Morning News. Weekday mornings from 4:30 to 7 and streaming on the WLBT News app.
I'm in pain.
And I am back. Hi, everybody. This is, again, Cara Shirley, your digital news desk host, here with you for WLBT Plus. This is our new WLBT Plus. It's kind of a different way of giving you and delivering the news to you guys. We are streaming live on Facebook. We're also streaming live on YouTube. And you can leave comments. You can ask questions, anything like that on either one of those sites. But you can always find us as well on our website, WLBT.com, and you'll be able to actually stream any of our newscasts there. So I know this doesn't seem like a normal newscast, and that's because it's not. I want to be able to talk to you guys, talk to our viewers. You guys are able to ask questions real time, and possibly we can provide answers for you real time. So if you have any questions, anything like that, we certainly do welcome them in our comments section, and I will of course be watching the comments for the rest of the day and into tomorrow. So if you have anything that you post after the live is done or anything, I will be looking at those and checking into those as well. Now, looking here at our Facebook feed, Janet Parrott, she did say, yeah, we need to bring in our outdoor stuff or wind chimes. We want to make sure that you secure anything that you have outdoors. Because with this storm coming through overnight, make sure your belongings stay safe. You don't want your trash can or your porch chair to wind up 3 houses down or anything like that. So just make sure that you secure anything outside, and of course make sure you download the WLBT weather app so that you can stay updated on the forecast as the storms and the rain move through our area. Well, speaking of a app, the Macomb Police now have a new way for people to report crime in the area, and it is actually an app that you can use. Let me get this pulled up for you guys here. So the police department there launched the app to help connect you with the department to find information. You can view alerts. You can submit anonymous tips from your smartphone. It's developed by a company called Tip 411 411, and it allows you to share information back and forth with Macomb police officers in a two-way conversation without revealing your name. So you are able to stay anonymous in this. And you can download this app on the Google Play Store, iTunes, or you can even go to the Macomb Police Department's website and find a way to download it there. And you can send photos if you've got images or videos of crime that's happening real time. You can send that in to the police there. So I think it's a great idea. I really do think it's a great idea, and hopefully it helps with the community there, and I hope the community dives in and uses that. Now we're going to switch to a story that's coming out of Laurel. So a Laurel woman is suing several police officers and the city for allegedly violating her constitutional rights. So the federal lawsuit stems from a traffic stop that happened in February of 2023. It ended in the arrest of the plaintiff, Jaquila Stevens, and her arrest was for failure to comply with an officer and resisting arrest. Now, a municipal judge later found her not guilty of the charges, and now she's filed a lawsuit that names 4 Laurel Police Department officers, the chief, and the city of Laurel as defendants. The lawsuit points to body cam footage, says that is proof of Stevens' versions of the event, and the lawsuit accuses the officers of manufacturing post hoc justifications and corroboration for Stevens' arrest, failing to intervene in an unlawful arrest, executing a false arrest affidavit, giving false testimony, and failing to investigate evidence of a false arrest or issue disciplinary action to the police officers. The police chief declined to comment on the pending litigation, but we will keep an eye on this and keep you guys updated on it and find out what happens with this case. So looking over in Alabama now, if you are a fan of the Gulf of Mexico, you might want to be a little careful. They have spotted a rare great white shark off of the coast of Alabama in the Gulf of Mexico. So researchers with the University of South Alabama caught this video on your screen here of a juvenile female shark while conducting a survey of fish movements near the state's artificial reef zone. That's about 150 feet of water there. So the shark is approximately 8 feet long, believed to be about 15 years old. There is nothing about that looks friendly. That looks like completely terrifying to me. So the shark was first spotted in mid-April, and it was still in the area 10 days later. Now, since white sharks can live more than 50 years, she's not going to reach maturity until she's at least 30. If she's like me, she probably won't reach it until she's like at least 40 or beyond. No, great white sharks, they are becoming increasingly common in the cooler waters of New England and California, and of course we've seen them in the Gulf of Mexico as well. But this is the first sighting of a great white in this area near Alabama coast. So, like I said, if you are a coast lover, Alabama coast lover, you might want to, just watch for the fins up, okay? Now I got a little funny story for you that has happened outside of or over in Louisiana. So Louisiana authorities had their hands full on the I-10 when a massive hog got loose on the roadway. So this happened in Baton Rouge on Monday morning. In an effort to wrangle the animal, that involved not only police and animal control, but also the Louisiana Department of Transportation. That is a lot of bacon right there. Police had to block off one lane of the road while trying to capture the swine. Now, details weren't given or not available on how it got loose, but there was a trailer nearby with a door that appeared to be broken open. You know, I remember one day last year, I don't remember the exact day, but it was over in Meridian, and some cows got loose out of a trailer on the interstate, and one of them actually ended up getting hit, and it took forever for the animal control, the sheriff, everybody over there to find the other one. Like, the other one was on the run. One unfortunately got hit. Thankfully, that did not happen with this hog. But that dude, it was big. That was a lot of pig right there. Now, here's the story I told you about that comes from space. So a new telescope image shows what looks like a ghostly hand reaching across the universe toward a defenseless spiral galaxy. So look at this picture. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. So it is being nicknamed God's Hand. It's about 1,300 light years away from us in our Milky Way galaxy in the constellation Pupus? I'm saying that wrong. I know I'm saying that wrong. Someone please correct me if I'm saying that wrong. So the dark energy camera, which is mounted on a telescope in Chile, captured this stunning image. It shows a rarely seen cosmic phenomenon known as a cometary globule, which is really hard to say. This is a type of dark nebula. So the isolated cosmic clouds are filled with dense gas and dust, which are surrounded by hot, energetic material, and they are unique because they have extended tails like the ones seen on comets. Astronomers still don't understand how they come to exist in such distinctive structures, but they just know that it exists. That is, let me get it full screen for you guys again so you can see it better. That is just absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's being nicknamed the Hand of God. That is awesome. So one thing that we've been talking about all week, actually been talking about it for a little longer than just all week, is the St. Jude's dream home giveaway that we are doing here at WLBT, and I'm getting it pulled up on my computer here so I can show you guys this home. So the tickets are on sale right now to win this dream home. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, estimated 2,400 square feet. It's located in Flowood, in a subdivision over in Flowood. It has open concept kitchen, living area with walk-in pantry, large primary suite, incredible closet space. Going to have great exterior landscaping and an entertaining space outside. And all of the money raised here goes towards St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. You know, this hospital, they treat children from all over the country, and the parents and the caregivers never receive a bill for this. And so we want to help to make sure that continues to happen by doing this, giving away this dream home. So the tickets are $100 a piece. You can buy 1, you can buy 10, you can buy 100. We're definitely not going to stop you from buying as many as you want. And then you are registered to win this dream home. The great thing about this dream home is all of the materials for it, all of the labor for it, everything about this home was donated. It was everything from the wood to the shingles to the grass in the yard. Everything was donated so that all of the money that we raise with this can go straight to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Now, there is another thing that we're doing along with this, and it's called the Early Bird Prize. And if you get your tickets, you purchase them by May the 10th, you could be eligible to win gas and groceries for an entire year, which is valued at $10,000. And that's courtesy of the Dream Day Foundation. Here's the kicker, though. You've only got 10 hours and 20 minutes left to buy that ticket to get you registered for the house and the Early Bird Prize. So make sure you go to our website, wlbt.com, and purchase your ticket within the next 10 hours and 20 minutes so that you can be registered to not only win the house, but the deadline. And like I said, even if your ticket is not the winning ticket, everyone is still a winner here because the money is going straight to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And all the prizes are going to be given away on August 22nd right here at WLBT. So that is almost the end of the show today. I want to tell you guys about a story that is going to be happening tonight. CJ LeMaster has been doing a lot of investigating. He is our investigative guy. I love CJ. And we do have a very important story that I feel like is going to touch a lot of people that is happening tonight. I'm going to show you the promo for that story right now.
I heard a boom.
2 homes in Jackson explode within days.
You could feel the heat. It was hot.
Both sitting on natural gas lines owned by Atmos Energy. Tonight at 6, 3 on Your Side investigates. Did Atmos do all it could to keep this from happening? And how does the state respond in your defense?
Several parties at play that are responsible for this.
There's no acceptable level of home explosions, of fatalities or hospitalizations.
Don't miss Gaslit, a 3 on Your Side investigation. Tonight at 6 on WLBT News.
So you can catch that tonight, again, at 6 on WLBT News. But tomorrow, CJ LeMaster is going to join me here on WLBT Plus for a Behind the Investigation. And we're going to go a little deeper into the story, maybe get some extra nuggets of information. Maybe there's something that he wasn't able to include in the story just for time's sake, because that is one thing that we do have to worry about, unfortunately, with the newscast. But here at WLBT Plus, we can dive deeper, we can dig deeper into those investigations, into those stories. And I hope that you join me tomorrow. I hope you tune in tonight at 6 to watch this, and then tune in tomorrow at 1, and CJ LeMaster is going to join me. Of course, we will still be live streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. And if anybody has any questions during the talk, if they want to ask CJ something in particular about this, we want you to chime in and ask those questions and get those answers in real time. That's one of the great things about the WLBT Plus and live streaming is that real time communication with you guys, our viewers. You are the ones who we're doing this for, and couldn't do it without you. So that is the end of the show today. I hope that you guys do have a great rest of your day. Again, download the WLBT First Alert Weather Team app so that you can get updates on the storms as they track through our area. Keep it tuned into WLBT, and we were going to keep you updated on all of the weather as it moves through. Hopefully it does not get as bad as they're predicting, and we wake up tomorrow to beautiful skies. So you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bye.